as you can see, I just got finished working out. And behind me, that's a clock. You know what that means? Time for some action. Let's go. What up, world? It's your boy Sanyika. Welcome to another episode of the Uno Cero Cero. That's the 100 in Uno Cero Cero. Well, some other language that I haven't figured out yet. Might be some Spanish or whatever. Who knows? Anyway, the new launch of the 100 has been delayed. I will let you guys know when the technical difficulties have stopped being difficult. That means when we receive the equipment that we are waiting for. Until then, the video blog continues. Had an interesting thing this morning. In the mornings, I listen to TED Talks, and I was listening to Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell made a concept, a popular theory called the 10,000 hour rule. I think it was invented by somebody else, but he made it popular. He put it in this book called Outliers. Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers. Look it up, dope book. But he was talking about another concept around what he called capitalization. And capitalization means reaching your full potential. And interesting, he was talking about how societal constraints and other different constraints prevent people from reaching their full potential. So one of the things that he was talking about was the concept and belief behind why Chinese Americans succeed greater than Caucasian Americans. So what he was saying was that many people think that Asians or Caucasian or Chinese Americans have this innate ability, to think far greater or far more vastly than Caucasian Americans do. When in actuality, what he said is they researched with one of the top IQ researchers in the world. And what they found out is this: you put a Caucasian American and an Asian American, Chinese American, in the same room with the same math test. He said the Caucasian American will give up in 4 minutes. The Asian American or the Chinese American will continue for the full duration until the math problem is finished. So the concept that he introduced was that there's no innate ability that someone possesses more so than the other, and there's no lack that other people possess either. It's just about their stick-to-itiveness and their resourcefulness and their resiliency to get something done. Previously, I talked about the concept of giving up when it's time to give up, meaning that when you're doing something and you're not receiving any results, that's the time to give up. But the one thing you should never give up on is you. So the flip side of that coin is that the question is when things get tough, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna give up in that moment, that 4-minute marker, or are you gonna push it through till the end to see if it actually works? Now, when do you know when to give up, and when do you know when to actually pursue and go through? Well, that means that at that point, I think that the one differentiator is when you have studied enough, you've learned enough from other people and gotten the resources available, and you know that you have the tools and the skill set to succeed. Not that you're hoping and wishing you have the tool set or wishing for a miracle, but that you know you have the skill set to excel and achieve in that area. So I wanted to introduce that idea to really kind of go against what I was talking about knowing when to give up, because there are times when you need to stop doing something that's not working for you, but at the same rate, you need to know when something just takes a little bit more effort. And the key is figuring out when to know the difference between both. There's some really awesome new changes on the horizon for the 100, but for right now, just hold tight, stick in your seats, gut it out. It's gonna be a nice ride. It's gonna be a fun ride. Until then, please subscribe to my Facebook page and like my YouTube page. Hold up, it's the other way around. Subscribe to my YouTube page and like my Facebook page. And until then, I appreciate you guys watching. Catch you guys on another episode of the 100. Always do it big, live your truth, and keep it 100. Peace.